Hey, what's going on, Back Bowling? So it's Jesse, and today I bring you the all-new Ebonite Real Time. So haven't thrown this bowling ball once yet. Warmed up with the Radical Breakaway, which is the ball I'm going to be comparing it to. Both are solid cover stocks with a polished finish. So I was a pretty good, big fan of the Breakaway. You know, it was a ball that when my other solids were a little bit more duller of a surface, were burning up, and I still kind of wanted that smoother shape, I was able to use that. So I'm interested to see what the Real Time looks like in comparison to that. Maybe I'll replace it. So we'll take it out on the lane. It's generally a pretty fresh house shot right now, so we'll go through our steps, move left, and see what the bowling balls can do. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. So let's start out. Again, I have not thrown one shot yet, so this first shot is my first time seeing how the ball reacts. Okay, so not bad. Very smooth. Thought I'd do that one pretty good. So this has the same core, the Ebonite Big Time core. Oh, yeah, so got that one a little further right than the previous shot. I was just kind of curious to see how it was going to respond to the friction. Symmetrical bowling ball, so it's going to be smoother in shape than that Breakaway, I think. Okay, so I'm going to move a little bit left off of those three shots. I'm standing pretty far right, considering where I normally am here at Park Center. So I'm going to make a 5-board move left, more in the zone that I'm typically in. Okay, so much better. Kept the ball in the oil a little bit longer. It's very smooth so far. I'm definitely always looking for those smoother shapes in my bag. Helps me to control the pocket a little bit better. My favorite pin, reminding me that it's still there. Yeah, I think that these solid bowling balls with the polish on it, you know, they give you a very unique shape. You can see the ball digging, you know, earlier than your traditional pearl bowling ball would. Yeah, so I like that a lot. That's not bad. Let me switch over to the Radical Breakaway. So this bowling ball is a ball that I've been using quite a bit, or I did use quite a bit when it came out. So I'm going to make a jump back to the right where I started with that other one. This ball tends to be a little sensitive to the over-under for me. Yeah, so, I mean, there's a pretty immediate difference just off of that shot because the other bowling ball, you know, I couldn't even get it off the head pin. So this definitely got much further down the lane. Again, when there's a puddle of oil on the lane, this ball tends to skid through the breakpoint. Yeah, so definitely more shape down lane out of the Real Time than there is for the Radical Breakaway. You can definitely see that the Breakaway is a little bit more angular overall though. So another shot here and then we'll move left with the Breakaway. Yeah, so Breakaway looks really good. You know, being, you know, further right, keeping the angles a little bit more closed. This is a really good house ball, or I'm sorry, league ball, I think. All right, so I'm gonna make the 5-board move left where I was with the Real Time. Yeah, so that's pretty characteristic for this bowling ball. I'm not typically able to get, you know, super far left and open the lane up a ton. We'll throw a couple more shots here and then we'll go back to the Real Time. Yeah, so again, much more sensitive to the oil, not digging near as much as the Real Time did in this spot. The Real Time was still able to turn the corner and be very continuous and drive through the pins. You can see that this Breakaway is struggling to be able to do that. Just throw one more. Alright, so let's go back to the Real Time. I'm going to stand in the same spot. Should see no issue with this ball turning the corner. Yeah, much more bowling ball. Not bad. Not bad. I think it's a really good compliment for those of you that did like the Breakaway or just looking for a little bit more pop off the back end if you need to move left. I like the responsiveness of the ball. Yeah, not too bad. It's responsive, but it's not super snappy. I think that this was definitely something that I'm excited to try in league, actually. I'm going to move 2 boards left with my feet. All right, so I felt like I threw that one pretty decent. Might have thrown it a little bit harder than I did the previous shot. So I think this is going to be pretty telling of what the ball's capabilities are as I get this far left. Again, similarly to the Breakaway, I don't expect to be able to open the lane up a ton with this ball. I think it's definitely more of a control piece. Yeah, so got that one right early. Actually reacted pretty well. So normally, if I was throwing a horrible bowling ball and I would have thrown that shot, I would have either gone Brooklyn and or I would have gone through the face. So that just kind of shows you that the ball is not extremely sensitive to the friction. yeah, that looks really good. Pretty happy about this one. I'm definitely going to throw this in league and make a another assessment of it, but right away I can definitely see this ball replacing the Breakaway. I think that there's a little bit more playability with this one. The Breakaway again was a little conditional for me. Yeah, so overall very pleased with what I'm seeing out of the ball. It's very controllable. If you're looking for something to fit, right in the middle of the bag, if you bowl on a higher friction house and you're not able to throw those solid bowling balls very long because they burn up on you, and you just want something with similar characteristics, and this is definitely a good option. I think this is where I was interested to see how the ball was going to react to the over-under. Yeah, so we'll go back to the Breakaway, throw a couple shots, see what we're seeing out of it now. Yeah, so that Breakaway again, when I'm trying to keep my angles really tight, keep the ball in front of me, that's a go-to ball for me. I definitely see the Real Time being a little bit more shaped down lane. Neither bowling ball is super responsive. They are very controllable off of the friction at the back end of the pattern. But I would say that they are both a little sensitive to the oil. So it's probably not, neither of them for me seem to be like a game one type of bowling ball. Definitely more of a game two. Okay, so that is the Ebonite Real Time. I think that in comparison to my Radical Breakaway, definitely has a little bit more shape down lane, but it's very smooth. It's not super snappy or super responsive to the friction. As you can see, my Breakaway, I'm able to play much further right. It blends out the wet dry a little bit here, or at least at the moment, a little bit better. When I got right on top of the friction with the Real Time, then you could see when it saw the friction it wanted to hook, where the Breakaway didn't quite do that, right? So I think there is a difference between the two bowling balls. I think that if you liked the Breakaway, or you're just really looking for something to have in the middle of your bag, again, if you're in a higher friction house, or you're having a hard time keeping the ball in play and you want to play a little bit straighter, I think that this could be a good option for those of you that are a little bit more speed dominant, and you need that little bit of pop on the lane, right? So that's the nice thing about these solid bowling balls with the polish on it. It helps the ball to get through the front and the mid part of the lane a little bit better, but it also gives you that nice little pop off the back end of the pattern. So overall, I'm pretty generally impressed with how the ball rolled. I'm gonna throw it in league tomorrow, and we'll see kind of how it responds there. Again, the Breakaway for me was a little bit situational. It wasn't a ball that I could use all the time because how clean it was very sensitive to the oil typically for me. But then if I did get too stacked on top of the friction, then it would snap. So some of those types of bowling balls become a little bit of an issue for me. So I am interested to see how the Real Time responds tomorrow. So overall, not bad. I think the ball looks really good, and it definitely has a place in your bag if you want to play a little bit straighter angles, for sure. So appreciate everybody. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys for the next video.